Mia? Where's Mia? I can't see Mia. God bless you, Mia. Anybody lays a hand on you, let me know. I'll kick their ass. It's a great honor to be here. I'm not usually here. I'm not usually anywhere. I turn down most events, but I was never going to turn this down. First of all, there's Mort, ZOA. So many wonderful people here. Lauren's a dear family friend. Danny Bassner, fantastic. Rabbi, David said, you got to come down here. You got to see this rabbi. I'm going to do that. Byron, that was beautiful. Thank you very, very much. God bless you, my friend. But I'm here for a man I've admired my whole life, Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz is a patriot in two countries, the United States and Israel. He's the constitutional expert. He's the one I look up to. He's the one I bring on radio and TV to make a point that he can make better than I do. I'm going to make a statement, and I believe every word of it. He's the Martin Luther King of the Jewish world. That's what he is. He has spent his entire life selflessly fighting for the United States, for Israel, and our shared Judeo-Christian principles. Particularly in the last decade or so, he's been up against it. He's taken on his friends. He's taken on institutions that used to invite him. He's left his party, for God's sakes. It's about time. As Reagan said, his party left him. But I truly admire this man. Not just because he's smart, and he and I are constitutionalists, but because of his soul. When you watch him argue, when you watch him on my shows or other shows, this isn't a man coming on because he wants to be seen. This isn't a man coming on because he needs popularity. He already has popularity. This is a man who's a true believer, who believes in the principles that make this country great, in the principles that make Israel great. He's close friends with two of the greatest leaders in history, President Trump and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The other thing I really appreciate about Alan Dershowitz is when he says something, he means it. He won't say one thing to one person, one thing to another person. He's not a glad-hander. I'm not a glad-hander. He's a good man. He's a good man. And I want to say this to you, Alan. It is a tremendous honor for me to be up here to introduce you to this fantastic award from ZOA. It means a great deal to me to be standing with you. And I want to thank ZOA for everything you do. Mort, wherever you are, the whole team, Florida ZOA, God bless you too. Thank you. They're fantastic people. Allison, so forth, everybody. This lady here makes me look like a monk. She's got energy, man. Where's your husband? I got to meet him. All right. He's worn out, I bet. One other thing. If it wasn't for my fantastic wife, and this unbelievable stepson here. These two think Israel and Judaism every second of the day. I wouldn't be here. So Alan Dershowitz, I want you to come up here, my friend, and get an award that you deserve very, very much.
Our destiny is in our hands. Our priorities now are one and only the Jewish people in Israel. I contribute all of my time and all of my money and all of my resources to the Jewish people and to the state of Israel. And I think that many should follow.
The legal career of Alan Dershowitz spans more than half a century. A constitutional scholar, one of the most respected names in law, his diverse body of work and willingness to tackle controversial cases have cemented his status as the leading legal mind in the U.S., as well as all over the world.
Thank you so much, Mark. You know how much I admire you and how important you are to the United States of America and to Israel. Thank you, Mort. But there never could be a more appropriate time for me to get the Louis Brandeis Award, and the reason for that was obvious in Mia's speech just 7 or 8 minutes ago. Let me explain to you why. The Talmud says that prophecy ended with the destruction of the Second Temple, and only fools or knaves tried to prophesy the future. Well, I'm going to prophesy the future to you. I'm going to tell you that unless things change, we are in deep trouble, because you can prophesy the future of America by looking at its college and university students today and projecting 20 years forward. And we have a problem. We have a problem that we are not confronting. I have been in higher education 70 years. I started in 1955. I was student government president at Brooklyn College in New York. I was a professor at Harvard for 50 years. I taught at Yale, I taught at NYU, I taught at Stanford. I know the universities better probably than anybody in the Zionist movement. And I'm telling you, we are failing. We are failing to confront the fact that today so many students, in an automatic, knee-jerk way, are becoming pro-Palestinian. They don't even know what that means. I have a new book I just wrote called Palestinianism, the newest attack on peace, human rights, and democracy. I'm 86 years old. All I can do is write books. If I were 26, I'd be in Gaza today fighting for Israel's survival, but I can't do that. So I write books and pamphlets. So what does Louis Brandeis have to do with this? Louis Brandeis was the first great American Zionist. He was also one of the first great American, there's a dirty word coming, the first great American liberals. He was a genuine liberal. In fact, he sometimes called himself a progressive. Now, that has nothing to do with what liberalism has come to mean today, and progressivism has come to mean today. Honest and true liberals did what Brandeis did, supported free speech, supported small government, supported equality, supported lack of discrimination. He was a true liberal. But my message to you today is you cannot give up on future students who regard themselves today as liberals. We must take them on directly. We must explain to them that Zionism is a liberal cause. You don't have to be a conservative to love Levi's Rye or to be a Zionist. You can be a liberal or a conservative. Zionism is all about national liberation. That's something liberals are supposed to support. It's about women's rights. It's about gay rights. It's about small government. It's about workers' rights. It's about due process. It's about all the things that unite genuine conservatives and genuine liberals. We have a problem of extremes on both sides. I have to tell you, the Republicans have done a much better job, but not a perfect job, in marginalizing their extremes. There are extremes within the Republican Party and within the right that are no good for Israel. And we have to do a better job in marginalizing them. But the Democrats have not only done a terrible job, they have welcomed the extremists. They have welcomed the squad. They have welcomed the most anti-Semitic senator in modern history, a Jewish man named Bernie Sanders. They have welcomed Elizabeth Warren. They have welcomed the anti-Semites of the left into the center of the Democratic Party. That's why I quit the Democrats. I could no longer be part of a party that platformed these anti-Semites at the Democratic National Convention. So we cannot allow Zionism to remain a partisan cause in America. Too important. It's a partisan cause in Spain. Depends on who wins the election. It's a partisan cause in Canada. Depends who wins the election. It's a partisan cause in England. It cannot be a partisan cause in America because Israel is too dependent on American support. So those of us who identify as traditional centrist liberals, we have to learn from the conservatives. We have to learn how to make the case for Zionism to our students. We have an obligation to Israel, to Zionism, to America, to decency, to be more effective in arguing that you don't have to be a conservative to support Zionism or support Israel. Yes, conservative values are very much at stake. Conservative values support Israel, a strong Israel, an Israel that fights back, a single standard of justice. These are all things that we stand for and that conservatives stand for. So conservatives should be supportive of Israel, but so should genuine liberals. And that's the fight we're losing. And that's why this statue of Louis Brandeis will sit in my office, and I will make every student and everybody I see understand that here was a liberal Zionist. Here was a man who loved Israel, who loved Zionism, who didn't see any inconsistency between his values. And we have to make sure we don't either. The most important thing that we can do is persuade the future generations that a strong Israel is good for peace. A strong Israel is good for America. A strong Israel is good for the Judeo-Christian values that we stand for. And we can go back to the Psalms of David for the message that Hashem gave us when he said, Hashem oz le'amo yitain. God will give the Jewish people oz strength. Hashem yivarech et amo b'shalom. Only with strength will the Jewish people ever have peace. We learned the lesson. Elie Wiesel taught us that the only way Jews get peace is if we are stronger than all of our enemies combined. And we must remain strong. We must accept the support of the Christian community, the black community, the Hispanic community. We must build alliances. We have no choice. Ein breira. We have to do it. We have to win because, as our speaker said before, the heart of the world is Jewish values, and the heart of the heart is Israel. And I will tell you that I have changed all my priorities. I lived my life based on the second part of Hillel's, Im ein ani li mili. I listen to the second part, but if I am for myself alone, what am I? I devoted almost all of my life to defending the rights of African American people, of Latino people, of gay people, of people who not necessarily were Jewish. And Jewish values always support others. We were central to the civil rights movement. We were central to the feminist movement. We were central to the gay movement. I will still maintain my commitment to every one of those values and all the other people, but I will from now on in my life emphasize im ein anili mili. If we are not for ourselves, who will be for me? And I and my wife have prioritized all of our charitable giving. I have prioritized all of my pro bono cases to the support of Israel and the Jewish people. And I will continue to do that as long as Hashem gives me the strength, continue to fight for justice, because justice for the world includes justice for the Jewish people. Thank you very much.